Hello, everybody. We are excited for day four. Day 4 of 5. We're going over the book P8 Cognitive Reasoning, Advancing Brain Cognition Skills with King Solomon. And we're excited that you're here with us. Let's go over what we discussed day 1 through day 3. We shared about the personal financial assessments in the back of the book, and you are going to choose one of those financial assessments so you can see a before and after of this enrichment. And then we went into the properties of Proverbs 8, and then we went into a diagram for brain cognition and improving our thought configurations, our brain computations. Then that would be a code of conduct, the next step, right? Code of conduct. We have to do something, perform, execute professional codes, and then there's a algorithm, a self-contained sequence waiting to be enacted upon in order to get what? In order to get the properties of Proverbs 8. Well, it's exciting. We're on day 4 right now, and we are going to go over the properties of Proverbs 8. So I'm going to share my screen again. This is the book that we're going over. It was awarded copyright certificate for its originality, its novelty. From the U.S. Copyright Office, there's the certificate number right there. And it serves as a guide to help you with assets, expense to income ratio, disposable income, labor productivity rates, and the learning curve rate, and health statuses, cognitive science in economic terms. It is academic, but I paid a lot of money and I put my own time into it so that you can have the benefits of the general reader. Copy edit, substantive edit, developmental edit, all that. Yep. Then we got visual learning aspects, illustrations to enhance the text, the concepts, and the ideas. We have a diagram to simplify the complex information. And of course, we're going to have rich graphics, right? So I was number 1 out of 231 million people for an invention, and I credited it to this brain cognition skill. So I put it in a book so you can improve and you can create something like this. Now, mine was an invention. It was awarded a patent, but you can do something similar or of greater value. And I'll make it practical. So we applied a few minutes a day, and then you're going to have these brain abilities that we are going to improve. What are they? Configuring solutions to inefficiencies and problems. Let's see if I can make my screen bigger for you. Hold on. Exercise patience. There we go. All right. Now this should do it for us. Here we go. What brain abilities are we improving? Configuring solutions to inefficiencies and problems. Man, I need to get better at that. Yeah, me too. Comprehension of future outcomes before decisions are made. Analysis, thought configurations, reception of useful knowledge and information. Well, that's interesting. Can my thought configurations improve with the factors, the data, the code within them? All right. We have an online course because people have to take online course. Why? Because they get the impartation. Uh, this can be deemed as challenging, intellectually challenging. So the teaching can help you get the most out of it, and it's fun, it's delightful. All right, there's my consultant since 2008, a 541 classification 600 code under the North American Industry Classification System. So I've done it. This is not just me coming up with an idea and explaining an idea or a theory. It's application, and I'm excited to share this application with you. All right. Now let's get into the properties. I'm going to pull up a version of the book right now. So pause with me, and we will get something much better. All right. Now this is going to be the digital copy of the book. We'll make it a little bigger for everybody. And we'll get right into it. We are going to go into the properties here. Hold on here. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. All right. Here we go. So, proverbs are maxims that people of various understanding levels can easily understand and memorize quickly. As a result, they can be recalled in the memory speedily and then applied in daily life by precious people of various ages and comprehension levels. Do you remember what King Solomon said about the parables and riddles in the first chapter of Proverbs? He said, "Let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance in exploring the meaning of these proverbs, parables, and words to the wise and their riddles." So we are going to discuss a riddle today of Proverbs. We're going to head on in to the chapter 8, where it's based off of. And we're going to get into right here nature's algorithms. All right. All right, it's gonna be good. Don't freak out. It's fun. It's attainable. You can grab it, and it's interesting. So now, does not wisdom cry out, and understanding lift up her voice? Takes her stand on top of the high hill beside the way where the paths meet. So here we are. This is an Intel. It has codes, data, factors, procedures. We use a scientific logic because James 1:5, a part of that wisdom term is scientific logic, and scientific logic is very helpful and useful for me and you. So here we go. Takes her to the top of the high hill beside the way where the paths meet. All right. So that's going to be cause and effect, enumerating. And we can all improve on that. And this skill helps us improve on that from the top, right? All right. Now, since we don't have much time, we just go right into the good stuff. You can see all this opportunity identification checklist. If I have an opportunity, I can run it through this checklist right here. Barriers to a purchase. What are the barriers for someone to purchase this opportunity, this new idea, this new product, this new service, this new method, this new system, right? The setting, the demographic indicators, the price for products or services. All right, now we keep going over Proverbs line by line and expound on it so it can be applicable within brain cognition. And then we go over PageRank algorithm. This is the PageRank algorithm from the Google uses and used. And we'll keep scrolling here. Now, let's get to something simple. Do you have any diagrams? Yes, I have diagrams. This diagram illustrates the thought to action process. The actions are explained as codes. Codes are a set of ideas about how to act or perform a function. A set of instructions for computing factors. This diagram supports precious people in their brain cognition skills and successive codes of actions referenced in the diagram. All right. Now, when we improve a P8 cognitive reasoning, we are going to improve right here, step one. We went over a little bit that Proverbs 1 and 2. Well, we need our factors, codes, data, and procedures within the domain of thought would entail useful information to improve our thought configurations, right? And those are going to become a computation. This plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this equals is one way to simply conceptually identify a computation. And then once we've come up with it in the brain, we go and demonstrate it, right? We go perform it. We exercise that. We exercise best practices. And so that's what we do here, codes of actions. And then once we enact our codes of actions, we are either going to have it accepted or rejected. By what? Nature's algorithms. What? Yeah. So Proverbs 8 explains that this intel was from the foundation of the world, and it explains all types of benefits like master craftsmen, riches and honor, enduring riches. By me, kings reign and rulers decree justice. My fruit is better than gold and fine gold and silver and honor. Wow, that's a lot. Well, I know you're probably swimming in it. You may think, wow, that's a little too much right now. So let's just look at master craftsman, right? So now, if I apply PA cognitive reasoning correctly, I would have master craftsman attributes, and it would fall along the line of step 5, law-abiding algorithms, a self-contained sequence. What is an algorithm? It is a self-contained sequence waiting to be enacted upon. In its simplest definition, that's how I can do it. It's also nature's invisible computing codes, right? So simply put, what is an algorithm? A self-contained sequence waiting to be enacted upon. And then I will avoid a violation. A violation of what? A violation of algorithms governing maximum economic measurements. All right. So once I apply my codes of actions, then they'll be governed, mediated, and judged by laws. What's one of the laws? Well, it's the properties of Proverbs 8. It explained it, right? We just went over the master craftsman attributes. It says it right there, right? That was the master craftsman. This intel was the master craftsman. Well, I can improve in my mastery. Can you improve in your mastery? Now go back to your personal financial assessment form and see how you can improve in the mastery of your specific skill that you are working on and relate that to that form in the back. All right. I want you to take action, take a few seconds right now to get that done. And we'll keep progress for day 5 tomorrow. All right. Take care.